Not many of jobs are connected in a network.
Yes.
Yeah, what happens is I have a single USB mouse over here and a keyboard connected to a large network out there. So when I send data, I have written something for there and I have clicked it over here. So my first electric signal what will be from the mouse only, but I have written something over there. So my work was it should be the return should be first and then the mouse should go.
So you want to customize your process?
The delay over there, the network USB network delay.
So you want
that XC controls all this.
So you want to have something like they should happen simultaneously, that delay should not be there, right?
I mean, it is controlled. That whole network, how it controls.
Okay, the network part. I'll continue with that. How? So we will continue. I mean, this question is good. So I'll continue with this. First, I'll explain you how this is happening, and then we'll come back to your question. If it gets resolved, whatever I have explained from that, then it's perfectly fine. If not, I'll answer it.
This basically delay over there. Both the functions are simultaneously working. Also see when you're dragging something and you're copying it. You press a control on the keyboard and you also use the mouse to drag it over. So there is nothing like delay between those controls.
What I'm telling is the keyboard is connected to a large network of.
He's saying that he is pressing a key from Delhi and mouse is in Pune. So there's a delay from the signal coming from Delhi to Pune. How to eliminate that?
What is the advantage of USB over PS2 and all?
That will
Okay, we will again recap the session after whole when we reach to again the brain thing, and we will again recap the USB wala part. So you have again doubts, then we can clear on the person. Okay.
That's fine. One simple reason we are using USB is that it's universal for every device. That is why they have come up with this idea. Otherwise, then you will have big ports for like VGA port is there, you have RS232 port. So people will keep on making their proprietary protocols and codes. But this is, I mean, somewhere people have to collaborate and make a single protocol for all this communication, right? That is why we have USB. Yeah, fine. So, is CM, I mean, do the TE people have computer networks in this semester? Or in next semester? In the coming semester? Good, fine. So, I mean, this is what you must have done at your homes, like IP address, and then subnet mask, gateway. Let me explain you this simply. So, for example, so if you say, when you, every machine on the network, so it's like we are a social network, you are my friend. On Facebook, how do we identify each other? Is by their name. Similarly, on a network of computers, we identify each other by IP address. It's a simple string. You say, for example, 192.168.1.1. For computer, there's no dot for computer. Computer sees it as the binary of this, right? So every device, every node that is in the network is given a separate ID, so that we can identify it. Now, there is something here, default gateway. So the concept of default gateway is, for example, you send a post to a friend who is in Pune, postcard, for example. So what the post office will do is, they will send the postcard directly to your friend. So it's like, here's the post office, you send a postcard, you will give it to your friend. For example, your friend is in Delhi, then what this will do is, it will give it to the main post office of Pune, and then it's the job of these guys to send it to the appropriate location. And that is what the concept of default gateway is. If the machine that you are communicating with is on the same network, they are connected physically on the same network, then they will communicate directly. And if they are not on the same network, for example Facebook, it's not on your network, then it will send that packet to this machine which has got the IP address, which whatever you will get. Okay, is it understandable? Yeah, good. Fine. So this is the concept of default gateways. I won't go into subnet mask because then there are things arising like class A, class B, class C, class D address, CID addresses, and we don't want to get into those details. So, and there's something called as DNS server. So when you say facebook.com, computer do not understand what is facebook.com. So what they do is, there is a machine dedicated for this job. You tell them I need the IP address of facebook.com, it will give you the IP address. And it can be anywhere. I mean, usually we have these machines dedicated from your internet service provider. For example, I have BSNL, since BSNL is my internet service provider, then I have this DNS server at BSNL's office. If you are from Airtel, then Airtel. Even your college, in our college, the proxy server that is, I think, in this Daneshwar center, so they also cache these things so that if every time you ask for facebook.com, it does not go to BSNL and then come back from there. If you ask for the first time for facebook.com, when it comes back, it stores that in that machine so that the whole query doesn't go to BSNL again and again. That's the job of BSNL. So for example, you have clicked that thing. So what the browser will do is, it will talk to the operating system. Next slide. So, whatever applications we write, we have to use operating system services for that. Services is again a simple program. I mean, you tell the operating system, okay, do this job for me. Operating system won't allow you that because, if I directly communicate with the network card, that is the hardware, I can do anything. So we take the help of operating systems. Operating systems are written for this purpose. Like for example, we saw Xserver. Xserver does the job for this, for finding where it is going. So similarly, we have some functions written by operating system, and we call them, okay, for example, find IP address. So you give the inner string facebook.com and it will return you the IP address. It is as simple as that. What it does internally is, it creates a packet which is something like this. Suppose let us call it, this is a DNS packet. We had seen the internet settings a few seconds back. There was a field for default gateway and DNS server. So what it does, it checks whenever you first time connect your LAN, connect to your LAN. These all things are resolved. Where is the DNS server? Where is the gateway? These all things are resolved, and it checks from that field where is the DNS server. So if the DNS server is of BSNL, here will be the IP address, and you want to find the IP address of Facebook. So it will write okay Facebook and send this to BSNL. But BSNL is not on it. So it will take the default gateway from that field and send it to the default gateway, which can be router. I mean, you must be staying on flat with your friends and you will be sharing internet with your friends. You will be having a router and then your friends will be connected to it. So everyone will send the packet to the router. So that is the gateway. Right? So it will send it to DNS server, that is for example BSNL. BSNL will say, oh, facebook.com, here is the IP address. Take it. The IP address comes back and now the browser knows the IP address of the facebook.com. So it will create another packet. So now browser knows what is the IP address of Facebook. So what it will do, it will make a HTTP packet. So HTTP packet is like, get me the home page of my friend. For example, facebook.com/Toshish. So it will say, get Facebook/Toshish. Here's the IP address. Say 192 something, and then there are other parameters as well which we want to go inside, and send it to that IP address that we got from DNS server of Facebook, and send it to Facebook. And then every router that is between Pune and Facebook server, for example, Facebook server is in, for example, US. So you cannot have a dedicated line from your machine to US, a single line from your home to Facebook server. That's not right. So you have different routers in between. Routers do this job. You send a packet. Every router knows whom to send the next packet so that it reaches the router. So you check the IP address and it knows whom I have to send this. So your router at your home will send it to BSNL. BSNL will send it to a higher level router. For example, there is a router for India. Let's imagine. So it will send to India's router. India's router knows this is in US. And for example, Iran is in between. Oh, let's not be Iran. So, for example, hey, we have only Iran or Afghanistan in between, so we have no option. Let's say Iran. So from Iran, and Iran will send it to Europe, and from Europe to underwater lines to